Hey guys, I'm Rissy and welcome back to Red Flag Racing. If you thought China was a mess, Japan said, hold my sake. Suzuka usually delivers, but this was a 50G impact of pure adrenaline and technical nightmares.
And I'm Jocelyn, and I am literally still vibrating. And not just because I have a soft spot for Aston Martin, but between the history making at the front and the absolute carnage at the spoon curve, I genuinely think I need a 5 week nap, Briss.
Don't
Oof.
even get me started on 5 weeks. What are we supposed to do with the
Cry.
5 week break?
Just
Okay,
cry.
but whatever. I guess, we'll get into that in a little bit. Let's talk
Yeah.
qualifying. So,
Yes.
Mercedes looked untouchable again.
Mm-hmm.
Kimi Antonelli took pole again.
Again.
Again. Okay. We're basically witnessing the rise of Kimi, but the
Yes.
real red flag of Saturday? The closing speeds. Drivers were
Yeah.
literally screaming on the radio about the danger zones where some cars were harvesting energy while others were on a flyer.
Qualifying was actually terrifying. Usually, Suzuka is all about flow and precision, but this time it was genuinely just about survival. Who was going to survive onto that grid?
Dude, literally, racing's just gotten so scary. It's getting boring. I've been seeing everywhere that it's boring, that nobody's really wanting to watch anymore.
Yeah.
You were mentioning yesterday, people have been saying they want to cancel their F1 subscriptions and like
Yeah.
they're losing money at this point.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's not
Yeah.
F1 anymore.
I
I
feel like it's
guess.
kind of losing that little spark that we all loved
Right.
about it in the past. Especially with Japan. I think Japan usually it's like old school tactics, old school strategies and everything like that. But I feel like this year it was more so like old school danger. We were seeing those type of situations arise and have those moments where you literally watch these things happen on screen and you just sat there like, what the heck is going to happen? I
Like
hope these drivers are
literally
safe.
frozen.
Yeah.
Hello, Ollie was limping out of his fucking car. We'll get into
Yeah.
that too, but
Yeah.
hot.
Oh my God.
And like with that said, it was literally extreme Frogger
Yeah.
because of the
Genuinely.
2026 battery regs.
Mm-hmm.
The cars are to have to harvest, which
Yep.
basically means they're crawling at 60 miles an hour on the racing line, while someone like Max or George coming behind them at what 190 miles per hour.
Yeah. So
Hello.
I don't know where you guys are based or anything like that, but I am a Cali girl, born and raised, and we have a very infamous highway called the 405. So imagine driving 55 miles per hour in the fast lane of the 405 and a literal fighter jet is trying to pass you. That was the vibes of Japan. Max Verstappen was on the radio literally screaming, and I mean screaming about dangerous closing speeds in the 130R. He called it a disaster waiting to happen. And honestly, he wasn't wrong. I feel like Max predicted that pretty well off.
Forever ago too. I saw a video the other day, what, last season or the season before, something like that, I don't know,
Mhm.
that Max was saying like we're gonna have danger zones, it's gonna be a disaster, this, that, and the other. And then Lando this past weekend as well, or this season has already said we're gonna see incidents, things are gonna
Yeah.
happen, like it's dangerous.
Yeah.
Hello, FIA? Hello? Like figure it the fuck out, because
Yeah.
we don't want to see anything happen to these drivers.
No.
They've
No.
implemented so many safety regulations, and now it feels like they've just stripped all of those in a way.
Yeah, no, I could definitely see that. I think it's more so, I feel like, okay, the FIA did their best to try and make this season maybe a little bit more enhanced, make it a little bit more
Yes.
interesting, try and add on all of these different regulations and stuff. But it's been difficult. And honestly, it's kind of been disheartening to see a lot of it play out where we're looking, not only is it kind of losing its spark because we're seeing the same teams dominate over and over and over again. I know that that was kind of something that we had discussed as well prior, where it's just getting a little bit too predictable. I feel like with past seasons and everything, it was kind of you went into the race not fully expecting anything. Nowadays, we can just kind of say, hey, Mercedes, Ferrari up at the top, maybe McLaren, maybe Red Bull,
Right.
who knows, Racing Bulls, like that kind of stuff.
Right.
Um, so I feel like it's not even as exciting to see who's going to be P1 through P3. It's kind of really exciting to see who's going to be P6 through the rest of the grid.
Exactly. It's that midfield launch, and like when the
Yeah.
race does start, it's like, okay, we're watching 4 through 10 to see who's gonna jump, who's hitting that
Yeah.
like time and whatnot. It's
Yeah.
I don't know. It's I literally sat watching quali and decided I'm just gonna open my book and read it, and if I
Yeah.
hear the voices get crazy, then I'll start peeping it. Which
Yeah.
honestly kind of sucks because I did kind of the same for the race, and then it got interesting. So maybe if I
Yeah.
just crack open my book, it'll get interesting.
It's kind of like one of those situations where maybe if I'm not watching the race, it'll change up a little bit. Um
Right.
I definitely get you on that. I feel like this year in particular, while I've also been keeping track of the races, keeping track of quali, keeping track of all these different practices, um it's also I'm just kind of going back into it. It's losing its spark a little bit. And
Yeah.
especially being a fan for such a long time, and obviously you can also relate because this isn't your first season, this isn't your second season
No.
even, this is you're going into a few seasons in already being a fan of
Yep.
this sport, and you can probably relate as well. It's not the same thing that it was
It's
a few
like
years ago.
it's not. I don't usually you set your alarms to get I set my alarms early to get
Yeah.
up fucking 2 a.m. to watch a
Yeah.
race or staying up really late to watch a race. Like now I'm just like, okay, I'll put my timer like alarms on. If I wake up, I wake up. If I see it, I
Yeah.
see it. Which
Yeah.
really sucks because if you were to ask me literally right before the end of last season, I was freaking in Spain, in Italy, in London, walking around freaking hoping I don't get my phone taken, just watching the
Yeah.
race. Like, sorry, hello, I'm not. I gotta watch this. And now
Yeah.
I'm like, if I see it, I see it, which
Yeah.
it's so sad.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. But I mean, if we're kind of going back into it, we're looking into the predictions that Max was doing, not only in this race, but prior, how you were talking about Lando. And again, the continuity sake of everything, we gotta talk about Kimi Antonelli.
Yes, the Kimi Antonelli of it all. He's
Yes.
literally 19,
Hmm.
doesn't even have a full beard, but
Nope.
he's out qualifying the 7-time world champion, Max Verstappen. Hello? At
Well,
the
Max
most.
and Lewis.
And
Yeah.
Lewis, yes. Well, Lewis technically, that's a whole thing, you
Yeah.
know? But yes, he is out qualifying both of them. Lewis has
Yeah.
an amazing car this season,
Hmm.
but he's out qualifying them on the most technical track on the calendar.
Yeah.
Took pole by 0.08 seconds. It's literally a blink of an eye.
Yeah. And then Kimmy getting pole is great, but did you see his post quali interview? Especially since we both work in education and we work with kids, he kind of looked like he
Yes.
just finished a math test and was wondering when he was going to be able to play Roblox. Confidence, honestly, kind of terrifying in a way. Like Kimmy is
Dude,
really
he's
coming
so
in and
chill about it. He's so
yeah,
nonchalant. He's like,
yeah,
whatever, like,
yeah.
it's nothing.
Hey, maybe they predicted it when they said his name wrong at the
Right.
last race and they called him Kimi Räikkönen.
Well, and Toto
Um,
too is like looking so chill. Like, okay,
yeah,
yeah, we just dominated, whatever. Like, he
yeah,
knew, he
yeah,
knows. Obviously,
yeah,
he wouldn't have signed his like super license or whatever, trying to get him in early.
yeah,
But what the fuck is up with the Mercedes car, bro? Like,
yeah. It's the
that shit
zebra
is
stripes. It's
flying.
the zebra stripes.
Something. I don't even know. But
No.
another major red flag was the block fest.
Yeah.
We had 6 different investigations for impeding.
Yep.
Carlos Sainz got a 3-place grid penalty because he was basically parked at the, I don't know if I'm saying this right, but the Casio
Hmm.
triangle. Carlos looked like he was in a parking spot at a crowded mall.
I mean, if we are talking about something that's kind of a surprise, let shout out to Arvid Lindblad, our rookie king. He made it into Q3 again. He outqualified both
Yes.
Aston Martins and he knocked out Max Verstappen during the final moments of Q2. But can we talk about the fact that a teenager in a racing bull is faster than Adrian Newey's masterpiece? Lawrence Stroll must be vibrating more than the actual car right now.
Dude, honestly, I don't even know what the fuck Nui was thinking
Yeah,
or what was going on because I don't even know. I just need these regs to be changed up or something a little bit.
agreed.
And Aston Martin to kind I just need all these cars to kind of figure it the fuck out. All these teams. Like, please just honestly, everybody's saying they're gonna have upgrades for Miami. So I really hope that we
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
You know? Um, back to where we're at. Suzuka, overall, the grid, a mess. Mercedes
Hmm.
P1 and P2, but the gap from P1 to P10 was
Short.
less than half a second.
Yep.
The 2026 field is tightening up
Hmm.
and making everyone, including the veterans, completely lose control. And we're seeing, honestly, can I talk about how Max and Lando are fucking losing it? Lando's laughing before the start of the race. Max taking the fucking media poll. What? Dude, they are literally one brain
honestly,
cell right now trying to, like,
honestly, that was probably one of my favorite moments of the season was seeing the video of Lando just being in his car and him just going
laughing.
you just see his little helmet shake when he realizes that the mic is on.
No, literally, bro. It's
Oh my gosh.
real life Mario Kart at this point. Fucking
Yeah.
Jack Black out there advertising for the Mario Kart movie. Honestly, I can't. I
It's just
cannot.
oh my God. And then here comes Saturday night for us,
Yes,
Sunday
Sunday
for
for
everyone else in
some.
the world. The lights go out and Oscar Piastri, who has been the main character of many people's heartbreak lately, had the start of his life. He absolutely lunged past the Mercedes duo to take P1 into turn one.
Yes.
Pretty dang
Wow.
good for his first race of the season.
Yeah. Hello? I literally put on my TikTok a reaction video of the first, like, minute and a half
Oh my
of the
God. Oh my God.
race. Dude, literally, it's the oh my god. If you want to go to my TikTok, go to my TikTok, Rissy Ree.
Yeah.
You can see it.
Yeah.
Fuck, I was shook. But
Yeah.
while Oscar was flying, the pole sitter was sinking.
Yeah.
Kimmy had what excessive wheel spin.
Yeah.
So literally, he
He
just
was basically
sat
doing a burnout.
exactly sat painting what the asphalt black. Hello,
Yep.
just and he had unfortunately dropped to P6.
Yep.
Can we talk about the stalls though? Mr. Alex Albon had a total electronic blackout on the grid. Okay?
Hmm.
Okay? Following?
Yeah.
Eventually he got going, but was two laps down.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane.
I mean, if we're also talking about really insane things, I think we also have to talk about the moment that kind of made the world stop spinning for a
My
second.
heart stopped.
We're talking about lap 22. Ollie Bearman at the spoon curve. Genuinely a terrifying situation.
It's
Like,
absolutely terrifying. I
yeah.
just, I froze. I paused, and
Yeah.
like I just like said earlier, him getting out of the car limping.
Yeah.
That man is tall. That man is what, six something,
Yeah.
6 foot.
Yeah.
That high of an
He's
impact to his knees. We're lucky he's okay.
Yeah, he's honestly probably one of the tall, like one of, if not the tallest driver on the grid
Yes.
right now. So obviously there's always situations that can come up with that. But yeah, I don't think I've ever seen, at least within recent years, a driver come out of a crash like that
No,
hurting as
not at
bad as Ollie
all.
did. And we saw like the marshals were trying to help him go and he just kind of like sat himself on the ground.
Yeah,
Um,
it was scary. But basically, he was on a super clip boost,
mhm,
flying at 190 miles an hour, and then came up behind Franco, who was essentially a sitting duck
yeah,
because his battery was totally depleted.
yep,
Again, this battery thing, the pass, repass, the push, the pull, the having battery, not having battery, it is fucking ridiculous. It is
Yeah,
so dangerous.
I
The
agree.
speed difference was literally 50 kph.
Yeah. And then good thinking on Ollie. Ollie, honestly, he did pretty awesome, even though the outcome of it overall was not that great. So he kind of had to jink left and he hit the grass and he slammed into the barriers. And we're talking about a 50G impact. He did walk away with some bruising, and the virtual safety car that followed was a complete total mess. The race control software kind of seemed to glitch, and it stayed under the virtual safety car for kind of what felt like an eternity while they argued about the barrier repairs. So that also kind of allowed Kimmy and Lewis to get a free pit stop and leapfrog the entire field.
Oh, and George was pissed
Yeah,
because he had just pitted and came out literally, what, 20 seconds later, if that,
yeah,
Bearman into the freaking wall. Oh, George was
yeah,
livid.
yeah, yeah. I don't
Oh
think I've
my God.
seen George that angry so
In a
far this season.
minute.
Yeah,
It's been a while, but you know, and yeah, so that was the race.
basically. Yeah,
Basically, I mean, we'll get into top 10 in a minute, but
yeah,
we all know Kimi Antonelli took the
yeah,
win, becoming the youngest ever championship leader, as well as the first and only driver in 76 years of F1 to have his first two wins be a hat trick, which
yep,
is essentially getting pole, getting the win, and gaining fastest lap.
yep,
So crazy freaking being 19 and doing that.
yep.
However, with that being said, before we get into all the race results, let's go over if our predictions were right or wrong.
Yeah, from the
Okay?
last video.
Yeah,
Go for it.
from Shanghai. So at the
Hmm.
end of the video, we got touch base, and I had said a Mercedes 1-2, Norris P3, but I wouldn't mind Leclerc being up on the podium,
Hmm.
which in hindsight, I guess I wasn't completely totally wrong if we're going
Hmm.
based on just the teams on the
Teams.
podium
Yeah,
and not the drivers. So if we do that, I was only wrong about a Mercedes 1-2.
yeah.
But as for teams, McLaren, Ferrari, and Mercedes, I was right
Hmm.
about those. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna give it to
I
myself.
mean, I think also in that situation, I had also set a Mercedes 1-2 with Ferrari P3. So while I was also not technically wrong on Mercedes being in the top position and Ferrari being in P3, I genuinely would not have expected Oscar to be the one to come back with a vengeance and take over
Mm-mm.
and claim P2 and knock George down to P4 with the help of Charles.
Not
So
at
I
all.
think
Honestly, that
like
insane.
we were all hoping that he was going to do great and that he was going to do awesome, especially
Right.
since he hasn't had a great start to the season. But I'm not like sad about it. I'm like genuinely pleasantly like happy about it if
Yeah,
we're
I'm
going to go
like,
into
go
that.
Oscar.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not the biggest Oscar fan, but that shit was crazy. Hello?
Yeah.
Like, he did so good.
Yeah, that lunge at the very beginning honestly set them apart. But if we're going into the top 10 for Japan, obviously we already talked about Kimi being at first. P2, we have Oscar finally on the podium with Charles Leclerc on P3, followed by George Russell, Lando Norris at P5, followed by Lewis Hamilton, then followed by Pierre Gasly. Max Verstappen is at P8 again, which Max is officially in the trenches if we're going into specifics. But
Oh,
rounding out the top 10, we have Liam Lawson at 9 and Esteban Ocon at 10. The biggest
yes.
surprise, Alpine, they're actually consistent now. And Oscar Piastri stunned everyone. Even Andrea Stella said his tire management was elite. So who knows? Stella's officially put Lando out on notice.
Yes. And I don't know. We'll see if any clauses come up and whatnot.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I want to be able to look at the driver's contracts to see who has clauses and who
Yeah.
doesn't and whatnot. Obviously, there's where there's a will, there's a way. You probably can, but I'm
Yeah.
not gonna do all that digging. However, on the flip side, the DNFs were brutal. Obviously,
Yeah.
we had Ollie Bearman with the crash, and then we had Mr. Lance Stroll with the battery failure, and Aston Martin is basically um they're basically just like what a mobile vibrator at this point.
Yeah, just the
Alonso
consistent shaking.
exactly. Alonso had finished in P18 a lap down. Looked like he wanted to retire from life.
Yeah.
But I
And
don't think we're going to
is
see him retire anytime soon, right?
no, I think if anything, maybe the tiring is coming from him being a new dad. Maybe those late night bottle feedings are kind of starting to get to him. But who knows? Who
Who
knows?
knows? He already has stated that he doesn't want to retire on a slow
No,
car. So
no.
we're not going to see him retire anytime soon. However,
Mm-mm.
can't say the same for Max
Yeah,
and maybe other drivers because
yeah,
I think over half the grid's contracts are up this season or next season.
yeah,
Something like that. There's a lot of drivers' contracts that
yeah.
we might not see coming back.
Yeah, I think we'll go into specifics about that because we do have a video planned
We
on
have so
us
many
kind of
ideas planned for
yeah,
these 5 weeks.
yeah. 5 weeks. Jeez Louise. But I mean, after Japan, here's our 2026 driver championship standings leading us
Yes.
into Miami. So with Japan, we have Kimi Antonelli obviously being number one at the driver championship standings at 72 points, which places him at a 9 point advantage to his teammate George Russell at 63 points. Charles Leclerc falls in that third position with 49 points. Lewis Hamilton down at 41. Lee, unfortunately, is no longer in fifth place when it comes to driver championship standings because of everything that happened.
Yes.
So, on top of Ollie, now we have Lando at 25, Oscar at 21 points, which, hey, for his first start, not bad.
Not
Ollie
at
then
all.
follows in seventh place with 17 points. Pierre Gasly is number eight with 15 points. Max Verstappen
Yes.
follows at ninth place with 12 points. And Liam Lawson rounds us out with the top 10 drivers at 10 points. So 10 points for 10th place.
It's going to be interesting to see
Yeah.
the bottom, honestly, to see 6th through 10th and see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Kimmy and George are just going to stay up there dominating,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
But with Miami around the corner, well, in a month, we'll
Yeah.
see what happens, what upgrades they're bringing. See if Ferrari finally pulls out the Macarena wing.
Yeah.
Please.
Give
And
me something.
honestly, just hope and pray that we have new upgrades and some tweaks to the regulations and rules.
Yeah. Absolutely. So we've kind of been skirting around that where we have 5 weeks until Miami. Why the break? If we're talking about general realistic situations and everything like that, in actuality, unfortunately, it is because of everything that is currently going on in the Middle East. Um,
Yes.
but here's to hoping if we're looking at the silver lining of everything, hopefully it's also a break so that the FIA can also basically call an emergency summit to fix these closing speed issues before someone actually gets hurt at a further point than what Ollie did. So let's hope we can kind of avoid those situations in the future.
Yes. Expect
Hopefully.
a. Hopefully, we're gonna try to expect a massive technical directive.
Yeah.
We're hearing rumors of a mandatory minimum ERS deployment
Yeah.
in high speed corners so we don't have sitting ducks like Mr. Franco Colapinto anymore.
Yeah.
Also, we're gonna have to watch out for the Red Bull camp.
Yeah.
Max is closer than ever to quitting, according to some sources. We've been
Yeah.
saying. If they do not fix that RB22 during this break, Miami might be his villain origin story.
Yeah. I did also like if we're going into that type of category, I did see that Red Bull overall released a statement that it's aware of what's going on and like what's been said about
Right.
everything when it comes revolving around Max and that they are going to try their very best to fix it. It's not going to be a complete massive overhaul for the time that Miami rolls around, but they are hoping to have at least some evident changes to help out with pacing when it comes to Red Bull as a team overall. Um, Isaac has so far been doing slightly better when it comes to his luck than Max, but we are going to be looking into those type of situations. We're going to be looking into contracts and clauses.
and drama and all
Yes.
that good
Um,
stuff.
I think honestly, if we're talking about wishful thinking, I would love to see at least a minor change by the time that Miami rolls around with these 5 weeks that we're going to be having off.
Everybody
But
would.
yeah, but at the same time, I think it's a very short time frame for them to be doing anything evident enough. So we probably, if
Uh,
anything, if we are going to see any minor changes, we're probably going to have to wait until summer break to start seeing these impacts follow through.
yes.
But to be honest, these regulations also kind of took everybody out like a big old wave. And if we are going to be seeing any end all changes, I think we're probably going to have to wait until next season, unfortunately, because
Yes.
it was already a major rollout to have these moments and these regulations be the way that they are and be processed the way that they are currently. But it's not something that's going to be an easy overhaul to change out.
Exactly. But you know what could be an easy change is the freaking lights.
Yeah.
Because why did they go 2, 3, 4, 5 this freaking go around in Suzuka? I thought I was like, what the heck? And I rewatched the race today, thinking I was crazy, and it did it again. The 2, 3, 4, 5 last in Shanghai, we the lights were perfect. They went in order and came out and perfectly fine. But
Yeah.
opening season, opening race, they freaking fucked up again. So I don't know
Yeah.
what's going on with these lights or the person that
Yeah.
does the lights, but can we please get it together because I think that has an effect on the drivers as well.
Yeah. No, definitely. I think we've been seeing a couple situations of stalling. We've been seeing a couple of situations of um some drivers being able to take that advantage when it comes to the lights not being consistent. Like obviously we did see
Yes.
that with Oscar taking advantage of that, but then we also see in the same race situations like Kimi where he was just rotating his tires and not moving. But yeah, technically 5 weeks of technical tea and paddock gossip. We'll be here for all of it. We will be keeping you guys updated. Obviously, we got 5 weeks until Miami, but we're not going to be leaving you guys stranded during that time frame. So we do have a couple of videos up our sleeves, and we're going to see how to kind of go about on that. So keep your eyes peeled. Also, if during that time frame, if there's anything that you guys want us to touch base on, if there's anything you guys want to continue to learn about us or learn about how we got into the sport as much as we are currently, um, by all means,
Or
feel free to
F1 for
message us or
dummies,
anything.
like we can do that too.
Yeah. So if you guys want us to fully go into like do as much except for painting the picture for you, we're here for you guys in that type of regard.
Yes. And as always, like, comment, share, subscribe. Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok. I think I covered all my bases.
Yeah.
But Red Flag Racing underscore pod on everything, I believe. Except for, I think Twitter is just Red Flag Racing underscore.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's Suzuka. But yeah, we'll see you in Miami in 5 weeks, I
Yeah.
guess.
And
But we'll
everything
see
in
you sooner
between.
than that. But
Yeah.
yes.
We're leaving our predictions until a little bit later when we get a little bit closer. So no predictions this time. Um, but we'll get there. You guys will see what we're thinking for Miami. But we're gonna
Yes.
figure out what's going on first. But
Yep. All right.
that's the pod. We'll see y'all when we see y'all. All right.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.